If you're a gourmand lover, please listen to these notes. Caramel, creme brulee, patchouli, French vanilla, incense, grapefruit. This is a delicious fragrance, and this one by Gallagher Fragrances, part of the Pearlescent collection, is called Crèmelle. In today's Cephalabon contributor video, I'm going to be talking to you about this fragrance, giving you my thoughts, my opinions on the smell, how it evolved on my skin, seasons, occasions, situations, all that good stuff. So make sure to stay tuned. Now, before I begin today's episode and I tell you my thoughts on Crèmelle, and I also let you in on a very special giveaway opportunity, I'll tell you how to enter and how to navigate that stuff and all that good stuff. But before I dive into the video, I do want to mention that if you're a fan of fragrance-related content, and of course, if you love smelling your best, hit subscribe, hit the bell, and please give this video a thumbs up for the YouTube algorithm. It would go such a long way and it would really mean a lot to me. So, with everything being said, I have a lot of fragrances from this brand. I have Fine Apple, I have Skydive, I have so many, but Crèmelle is one of the recent offerings from the brand, and you have the opportunity to participate in a very special giveaway courtesy of Cephalabon. And it's very simple. All you have to do is shoot on over to cephalabon.com. It's going to be the first link down below in the description box. And after you become a registered reader, just leave a thoughtful comment on the article. It's a really simple process, but of course, make sure to check back on over to cephalabon.com on the date that's mentioned in the article, because that's when the winner is going to be announced. So if you are the lucky winner, you want to make sure you claim your spoils. This is a beautiful fragrance. This is a gourmand gem, of course, with accords like creme brulee and with French vanilla and caramel and all of these other beautiful, delicious ingredients. This is one that is so ideal for the colder months of the year, and I know we're in the heart of winter. I tend to live in a fairly cold climate, so it does get quite chilly here. I think today was in the 20s, 20 Fahrenheit, of course. And so it's quite chilly, and of course with the wind chill, it feels even colder. And with this fragrance, it really hits the spot, and it ticks off all the boxes of what I'm looking for right around this time of the year: longevity, complexity, a unique olfactive profile. And I truly believe that you will find all of those things with not only this fragrance, but many more from Gallagher Fragrances. And I think Daniel Gallagher and his wife Mindy are doing such a beautiful job with all of their fragrances. But nevertheless, I'm going to talk to you about the smell in just a little while. Let's start things off with a quick look at the presentation first. So right in the opening of this fragrance, you are going to get this caramel and vanilla combination. Now, there's a lot of other ingredients in here that are also lending a bit of sweetness. Take sandalwood, for example. Sandalwood, yes, it is a wood, but it also has a bit of a vanillic overtone. Sometimes it's creamy, it's smooth, it's silky, and you have precisely that effect happening in this fragrance. Now, of course, that French vanilla is also giving it this gourmand, decadent dry down, which I really, really enjoy. And you have a bit of grapefruit in the opening, nothing overly citric, nothing overly tart. A lot of times you smell grapefruit and you know right away, because of the tartness and that zingy quality, that it's actually grapefruit that you're smelling. That's not the case with this fragrance, right? So with this fragrance, you do get just a whisper of citrus in the opening. It immediately goes into those sweeter ingredients like the creme brulee accord, like the French vanilla, and like the caramel. Now, when I smell caramel in a lot of perfumes, whether it be Minuit et Demi by Fragrance du Bois, or Prada Candy, or even Raised Spirits by Navitus Parfum, sometimes it can have a bit of a salty appearance, right? And you think of caramel and toffee, and sometimes that comes to mind, right? Not necessarily with this one. I think there are a lot of darker facets really grounding the fragrance. Take the incense, for example, take the sandalwood, and even the patchouli. And the patchouli adds a really nice earthy quality to the fragrance. It's not soily or dirty in a literal way, right? It doesn't smell like dirt. And some varieties of patchouli can do that, but I'm sure Daniel Gallagher, with his expertise, opted for a type of patchouli that's a bit more on the chocolatey side of things. So, you know, if you if you think of fragrances like Noir de Noir by Tom Ford, right? Like that's a very chocolatey patchouli. And coincidentally, I'm filming this video on Valentine's Day. So I guess my mind is already there with the chocolate and whatnot. But here you do have a lot of ingredients contributing to the sweetness is the point that I'm trying to make. And I think the caramel in conjunction with that creme brulee accord, and it does have that sweet, decadent property about the fragrance. And there is also, on account of the density of the sweetness, it adds like this viscosity to the olfactive profile, which I think is really, really interesting. Now, as far as the hinoki wood is concerned, I don't have too much experience with it. I have tried it in a few fragrances by Comme des Garçons, and I know what it smells like, but I think here it's kind of being drowned out, for lack of a better phrase, by all of the gourmand ingredients, which I think for a lot of people is going to be a good thing, right? Especially if you're purchasing this one or sampling it or trying to discover it for the fact that it is a gourmand fragrance. If you're a fan of that olfactive profile, I think this one is going to scratch that proverbial itch, but what a beautiful fragrance. And yeah, I mean, this is a gorgeous, gorgeous fragrance. If you like fragrances like Oajan by Parfum de Marly, Manhattan by Roja Parfum, Angel Share by Kilian Paris, this is within those lines. It's very different. So in a lineup, I can easily spot this one and I can tell it's Crèmelle, but it is suitable for the same situations and the same occasions is the point that I'm trying to make. Gorgeous gourmand. Please participate in the giveaway. Best of luck to you all. First link down below in the description box to cephalabon.com. It's a really wonderful opportunity. Make sure you take advantage of it while there's still time. Let's go ahead and finish things off with my overall assessment. So first up, in terms of the uniqueness and the overall smell, I did make comparisons to a few other fragrances, but really just to put you in the mindset of the occasions and the seasons and the situations in which this fragrance can be worn, not necessarily suggesting that it explicitly smells similar to one of those other fragrances, just kind of falls within that similar olfactive classification. And at the end of the day, there's no denying it. This is a gourmand, right? It's a very sweet leaning perfume with all of the notes and ingredients that I just read off to you. You can just imagine how this one smells. Longevity 10 plus hours. Like I said, this is ideal for the colder months of the year. We're in the heart of February. We're entering the third week of February as of the time that you're watching this video. So of course, it's still quite cold depending on where you live. 10 plus hours longevity projection at an arm's length for the first hour and a half of application. This is an extrait de parfum, so it's quite strongly concentrated. And as you go up in concentration, what I've realized or what I've experienced is that the diffusiveness is going to be subdued, but the longevity will be amplified. And that's necessarily the case with this one for sure. Really good longevity and projection. Versatility on this one, perfectly unisex, anybody of any age. I would prefer to wear this one in the colder months of the year. And this is not necessarily an office-friendly fragrance, just because, well, I don't know too many people that want to wear something too gourmand to the office, but date night, night out on the town, going to a party, you know, spending the evening out with your girlfriends or your significant other or whatever the case may be, right? So awesome fragrance. And presentation on this one, I always love the attention to detail, the plaque here on the front, the color of the cap, and I just think this one is super, super nice. And this is the 8th one from the collection, and this is indicated by the number 8 at the top of the side of the box here. My final verdict on this fragrance is, if you are a lover of gourmand fragrances and you haven't tried this one yet, try it. You have to try it. This is an amazing fragrance, and the brand is always doing such a wonderful job with so many of their fragrances, and I admire what they're doing. And, you know, hats off to Daniel and Mindy. I think you're doing an amazing job. So there you have it. That was my review of Crèmelle by Gallagher Fragrances, part of the Pearlescent collection. And of course, this is a Cephalabon contributor video, so please make sure to participate in the giveaway by following the first link down below in the description box. Best of luck to everybody. Thank you so much once again for joining me. And of course, if you took anything of value from today's episode, I would really appreciate it if you would consider supporting the channel by clicking subscribe, hitting the bell, and giving this video a thumbs up for the algorithm. It would mean the world to me. So thanks again for watching. I love you all, and we'll see you tomorrow with a new episode. Bye.